Thank you. Thank you. This is what Najee Hampton. Okay, so today we're talking about merch. So I have Najee Talks merch, just my normal logo for sale. You know what I'm saying? We got the link in the description. We got mugs, we got shirts, I got hoodies and sweaters. You're gonna see me wearing these from continuing on. May not be any certain episodes coming up, earlier ones, but as they go on and as I do my midweek rants, you will see them. And so if you would like to purchase them, please, it's a description. The link will be in the description, and please support as much as you can. Thank you very much.
Hi, my name is Kristina Garnett, and I am a designer of realities. What does that mean? It means that I lead you through a physical and emotional transformative experience, and then I create a physical representation of this energetic shift via clothing design. So I have a practice called Alchemy Couture Ceremony, where I shift these processes through your physical body, and then I'm able to sew a garment set to your measurement, so it only fits you. It's a couture custom piece, all hand sewn by me, and this is the practice that allows the shifts that you want to make in your physical reality to become solidified via a physical item. I've also developed a practice called Regen, which is the recalibration of your physical, emotional, and etheric body. With my background as a dancer, I'm able to physically tap into your body and feel the places of tension and then move them out. So this happens during the Regen, and it also happens during Alchemy Couture, which is why I'm able to work with your body so specifically and make you the garment that assists you in clearing and grounding this reality into the physical. And in Regen, I'm able to tap into your body and physically feel where you're holding tension, and then lead you through exercises and mantras and experiences to assist you in moving that energy out so that you can move forward as the person that you know that you are and that you are ready to be in this reality. So this is the same thing as Alchemy Couture, but without the garment. So you have an option. You can do the whole experience and receive a garment at the end, or you can do the whole experience and just take that through your body, and I lead you through writing experiences and meditation so that you can ground that physical reality for you in a way that works for you. I just am here to provide tools in various ways, and so that also includes sound therapy, crystal gridding, movement practice, and I use the tarot for divination as well as other forms of playing cards and charm readings.
So there's an event here where they had they let us have a booth for stuff to sell. So it was my first debut was and it was called African Ties, and I was like, alright, I have everything set up. So it was fun, I didn't really get my sales out of it, maybe 3 at the time. Not that time, but throughout the years at school still breaks and stuff. And it was not really a lot. But a mutual friend of me and Dom, it was her birthday, a guy was there and he was hosting a fashion show. And so I ended up, he was, because we both had it on there, right? So I went to the event and but nobody's stuff fit my bow tie, so I just ended up modeling for the friend, and that was it. And then he was came here later, was hey, you gonna do production for a play? And that was the first one I did with him. And then since then, been working hard with these plays, so it's been really, that's how it started, And then I also was able, so even though I didn't do a lot with it, with the bow ties and stuff, I still have the fabric and stuff. I ended up actually selling 4 to my friends, my other schoolmates, because they wanted to wear my bow ties for the white coat ceremonies. So I ended up selling them to them. So that was pretty cool.
Yeah.
And then I even made business cards. It was pretty cool. But like I said, I was I wasn't committed, because I wasn't because I kind of figured it wasn't gonna like make. I couldn't just make a lot of it like I wanted. Oh, I ended up actually. I went to this. There was like an African, like an African like fashion, like African, I guess like clothing shop or whatever. Like Rosecrans and Crenshaw. And I went up there with a friend of mine from high school, and they let me put my stuff up there. So I had that there for like maybe like a week or two. No
Nice.
sales, but it was still pretty cool. You know,
That's
just like,
awesome.
so I thought it was like cool, like like
Yeah. Steps in the store.
right. But like I said, didn't really get a lot out of it, and
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying. But it was cool, because definitely did a lot, started a lot. It was good, like good stuff going on from where I'm at, basically.
Yeah.
So that was pretty cool.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You never know where it's gonna take you.
Right, exactly.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right. So next question. All right. So was dance the first your first artistic love?
Yeah, I'd say. I started when I was 4, and I was supposed to be 5 to enroll, but I really begged my mom, and she signed me up at Little Washington Dance Theater.
Oh, I've been there
Yeah.
for when I was in Catholic. We were there doing. We had what they call presents, and I did 2 of them because at the end of the year we do them. And so we had we was at the studio learning different dances.
Yeah. That's my home studio.
Oh, that's
Shouts
cool.
out to that life. I grew up there, danced my whole life. And I also really loved writing, so I would just do both. But even before I started training, I would just dance at home. And my brother and my dad would play the drums and
That's cool.
sing songs, and I would just dance around and stuff. So yeah, it was definitely the start of things,
Yeah.
and then everything expanded from there, like theater and
Right.
singing and all of that kind of acting, stage performance world came
Right.
out of
That's
the
cool.
thing.
Sparked it.
Yeah, I was already ready.
Right. So, what was it about dancing that kind of kept you going with it? Like, what about it was just like that? Like, what within it that kind of just drove you with it?
I think that I really like the structure.
Okay.
I really care about rules and organization, and only because I like to make my own.
Yeah,
so I'd
yeah.
like to know the proper structure first, so that I can deconstruct and do it my own way.
Yeah.
I liked the challenge, and that you're learning something new all the time, and you can dance your whole life, and there are still moments where it's not going to be easy.
Mm-hmm.
And of course the community, and the friend aspect of it, and the performance. So I there was an option that you can take classes, but you didn't have to perform. And then they asked my parents if I can be a part of the youth company, because I was that dedicated and that great.
Yeah.
So I love that, because I got to tour around different cities. That's and
cool.
Perform. So definitely the performance aspect is one of my favorite things, but for sure the rules and the structure challenge.
For mine was I've been acting since elementary, and so since elementary, speeches and acting and stuff, and so that was kind of it already was there the whole time, so. Then having doing it. I was actually gonna be there was a math show that I was gonna end up being assistant host in, but I decided to do baseball instead. So.
Yeah, word. Okay.
I was weird because it's not like I was good at baseball. I was I just keep going to practice and I kept missing rehearsal. It was really bad because I got lucky with that, because they were oh well. Say what you would want to be, and remember, have, because it was us in the audience. They was we're on paper, what do you want to be? And have you practice and stuff, but whatever position you chose. I was going to be assistant host. It was already a guy to go there with the main guy, and then so what happened was the guy left, and then they was hey, you said that you wanted to be an assistant host, and it was all right, the guy's not going to be it no more, so do you want to do it?
Yeah.
And then it was the whole thing, they had a script, gave me a script and everything. It was it was supposed to be official. If I would have not chose baseball, I probably would have at least got at least a little far with it.
Yeah. Well, you're hosting now.
Huh?
So you're hosting now.
Yeah. I mean, everything happens for a reason, And but yeah, I've been doing like because then I also did plays in middle school and high school and then in my sociology class we had to play. We made the play actually. We did like the whole like script and like everything, and like we was all in it, and it was like pretty cool.
Yeah.
And then in college I brought back the drama club, and then like the lady that was like our advisor, she was actually out here for like doing acting for years in like Hollywood, and then went back to ski. And so she was like, she had basically trained us for 6 months before we could do anything. So we like did a lot of like improv and stuff. So it's like pretty cool. Like
That's right.
yeah, and then we ended up doing our own play. So we had somebody write the whole script, and then I ended up becoming like the main character in it, and it turned out very good. But then like it was just kind of hard because then after that it was kind of hard to, I don't know, it was like I think what happened was the lady left. And then, so it was kind of hard to like keep it going because she was like the drive for us to do it and stuff. So I kind of like, it was kind of hard to like keep it going after that.
Right.
But it was good. The beginning of it was nice, And so then like just like all that continuously, and then like because like then now I'm like still doing it. So,
Yeah.
So we even have like an upcoming like about to start on another play now, like so it's gonna be pretty cool. Back acting in it and producing it and stuff. So it's pretty fun. Time to be in it too. So it's gonna be cool, nice, all right. All right. So the next question. So after dancing, what was your second artistic love? Sorry.
After dance, I mean, I don't know. I guess I would say design, but like I don't really love like it's like a really difficult kind of idea to work through because I think about this often, like, do I love this and is this why I'm doing it? But it's not, it goes back to the essence is there but the form changes. Like I love supporting and performance. And so in that, creating clothing for somebody is kind of, doing those two things in a different way. So yeah, I mean, I guess I would say like costume design, also just like spiritual practice. I read the tarot. People hit me up. If you need tarot reading, I got you.
You're right.
I don't really know like if these things are in succession or if they just kind of were all like hanging around the whole time and then dance kind of just like unlocked all of it. But that wasn't a good answer to this question, but I don't know that there is.
I mean, because the thing is, I know it's like kind of like had to be like like especially like when you're thinking about trying to compare it to the dance. That passion is after that compared
to. But I don't even know like what really that passion for dance is. Like I'm at that point where I'm kind of like I enjoy all these things and they all provide me different energy. But I'm not like I need to dance like or else I'm gonna die right now. Like like it's all just kind of sequential for me. Like one day I'll go take a dance class because I want to. Another day I will spend the whole day reading or it's just these are just different things, but I don't feel like pinned to any one of them.
I mean, maybe because that multidisciplinary thing. I mean, I'm like that too. I do a lot. So I mean, so for me, before I did the talk show, I had Najee Production, and Najee Production is basically a event like kind of like an events labor team basically. And so what we do is, so the thing is, so any production I've done in plays, I count that as that. So like my team is basically like who are put it together. And then like we've done we did like 2 murder mysteries, and we've done like 2 showcases. And so those are like the events that we do or whatever. And so the thing is, it was originally something that I was doing. I was okay. I mean, I did a show. I helped somebody with an event first, and she said that because I helped her out for free, and I was early and stuff. She was like, "Oh man, you did great." She fired everybody else because of late and shit, not doing their job. she was like, you did it for free. You didn't really like want anything from me, like, you know, any extra shit from her, whatever. And she was like, if you have other people like you, I'll hire you guys.
Yeah.
And so I'm like, so that's how I started. And so I would hit people up like, hey, you be on my team, you know, like. And so like Dom's on my team, the assistant director for all my plays, she's on the team. A friend of mine from high school, a friend of mine is on the team. So it's like 4 of us now. And so there's an event. The Gerson girl had an official showcase for her business. And we came, all 4 of us came. It was free though, we did it for free. But just like the organization and everybody like playing their part. So basically how we did it was like not me being the leader. I mean, I still was the leader, but I still did work. And so how it worked was like, okay, we're gonna be a team and everybody has a role. And so the thing is like, I worked with the cook. I already knew the cook because I worked with him before. And then Dom helped with the artist. One of my friends, she helped with the bartender, and then the assistant director, she helped with the door. And it worked well and it went smooth. You know, so the thing is like, she was like really like, man, she was like, man, you guys did great. And then the thing is just like, and the thing is like, cause I was telling her originally like, so the thing is like, she always like, she's organized a lot of stuff and like, she's always like under stress. And I was telling her like, you know what I'm saying, like if we're on this, like you can like rely on me. Like, you know, put some of that stress on me because, you know, my team's got it. And if it's an issue, come to me about it and I can like, you know, I can solve it. And that's good. Because the thing is originally I wasn't supposed to be with the cook, but she had asked that my friend be with the cook, but my friend was like, oh, I kind of want to be smelling like food and stuff. So then she was like, because she was like trying to say, what are you going to do? What does she want to do then? I'm just like, I don't really know. So she was like, well, what about the bartender? So I was like, so I asked her, it's cool. So I knew I did basically solve that original problem in the beginning of the event before it all started. Because, you know, it had to happen. So I wouldn't want it to be like, not figuring out that she had a problem with going there and then being there and not working, you know, efficient. And so, you know, everybody was in a good position that they were comfortable with, which worked. So I think the best thing about it is knowing who that's working with you, because you know how they work. And so the thing is like, Don working with the artist was perfect for him. You know what I'm saying? Because that's how he's sociable. So he can like, he's always open to talk to people and like help people out and stuff. So that was perfect. Like everything worked out really good. So like just like kind of like off of that, but the thing is like then at the end of the day, because it was like supposed to be kind of like a way to make a little side money, but at the end of the day, you know, it's kind of like you have to like find people that has events that will be willing to, you know, even just like have you work it. You know what I'm saying? Because it's not like I've been doing like events since like even after that one, me and Dom did one, we got paid with her. That was it though. Like nobody well events since then. I mean, we always had like the plays and stuff, but that's just like doing. Like the already stuff I was already doing, but of course they had my, you know, the production they wanted, and then because then the last play I did was I was assistant director for the first time, and the assistant director from other plays she was the director, so we worked together. So it was like we worked together really good, and so like you know, so we're both on my team, and so that works.
Yeah.
And so what I did was I was basically like pubbing the whole thing the whole time.
Yeah.
Like every rehearsal, I added my stories. You know what I'm saying? Like I was publishing people, because then, and then even, so one of the actresses from the other play, she was in this play I did, and she, at the rehearsal, just like first rehearsal read through, she was like, because my sister was just telling everybody about it, you know, she was like, you know, oh yeah, just talking, I wasn't even saying that, and then she was just like, oh, sign me up, like up front, and so she became part of the team that way.
Perfect.
So yeah, because she knew how my work ethic was, because from the other play. And so the thing is that made things smoother. She was like, yeah, I get it. Like I can do it. Like so then now she's on my team. So then like anytime I post anything, I'm like, okay, because the thing is like I say like, you know, because you know I said like, you know, Team Najee, and so I would say like, oh yeah, you know, like so anytime like they're doing something, like people from the team are doing something, I'll like always like put Team Najee underneath that, or you know, like, you know, so like that was like, so I think that's pretty cool. Like, and then like every time I do a show, I always like, you know, put that me as a production, you know, doing the work for it, because that is for this.
Yeah.
Cause like, you know, I do the hosting, you know, I'm the CEO and stuff, and then Dom's the videographer, and then everyone actually gave me some music for the show, and so he's the music producer now.
Right.
And so now he's part of my team. So things have a big team.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So it's just like, doing different things and stuff. So it's just like pretty cool. I hope at some point we can do other stuff. But I think just at this point, just like doing these things, you know what I'm saying, and let people know that stuff that I'm still doing with it.
Yeah.
Like having a team that's there with me doing this stuff, it's like I think it's pretty. I think it'll work out pretty well with it. So,
Tight.
yeah. All right. So, right. So with the all right. So I was saying off of the production thing. So the production was first. So it's like having a first child, right? Like the first child, you kind of don't really know what you're doing. kind of like guessing the whole time, and hopefully it works out. But then when you have like the second child, you kind of like already know what to fucking do. You're like, oh yeah, easy work right here. Like the first one was hard, but this one I get because like the first one already happened. Made my mistakes with the first. Now I'm gonna do good with the second. And like that's how this one came up. So it was just like the first one was like kind of like pushed for me to start because the girl was like, hey, just do it. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like putting fire into me, like just like get the name, get everything. You know what I'm saying? Just create Najee because I was like thinking I would have to like do paperwork and stuff. She was like, no, just because she just like did it for like it's been like a year or so. It's been like about a year or more, and she said like people just been like pushing her to do it, and then she's been doing it. She ain't got like no official on it or nothing. She's been on IG and she's posting stuff and just doing work. And so she was like, just do that. She was like, IG is like the business card now. So right, and so she was like, what you can think of a name, get a logo and stuff. So I got the logo. We looked it up. We both got the same logo, so it worked out easy. And then like the name is simple. My middle name is Najee. So then the introduction at the end, of course. And then the thing was funny because the production is 2 N's. It was going to be the original one N or an S, but I messed up with the name thing. And so when I finally got it right, I couldn't do the other ones on IG. And so then I finally got it right this time. And then when I finally got it right, then I just have the 2 N's. So then it's kind of cool because now it's like unique.
Yeah.
Using the 2 N's. And so I was like, all right, it worked out. And so, but like, that was the first thing, like fire and stuff, whatever. But then at the same time, it's like, I don't really get, like you were saying, like that passion, you feel me, with doing the labor work. I know I can do it because I've done labor job before, and that's what I was doing for the money, whatever. So labor work is easy.
Yeah.
But then when it comes to like this one was like more of the passion, like, you know what I'm saying, like having like, okay, because it's a lot of work, doing this, and then like, just like being like dedicated and like being persistent with people and stuff, and being patient. You know what I'm saying? All that is definitely necessary for this show, for me to make it, and then just like having like the passion, just like like wanting to talk, like to people, and then like being able to like show people what you're passionate about. So then you can have a conversation about these things you may not even have the chance to even talk to people about. So the thing is like kind of like cool to be like, all right, you can express the show on my show, which is cool because I know a lot of the other talk shows like. They kind of like talk about like current events, or like they talk about different stuff but like it's not stuff that the guests that care about. They're just kind of like, oh well, I can just like Google these things and like talk about it. Like I don't like that. I don't want to be like talking about celebrities and stuff. Like I don't like doing that. And so like I'm just like I want it to be something that's gonna be informative and something that what I'm saying, like it's better for you to be passionate about these things because then we can see it because it's authentic. Like and that's like how I like it, So that's kind of like how it goes, and that's why and then with the second one, it was just kind of simple because in undergrad I was doing research, so I presented a lot, and so I like to talk, and then like even though like chiropractic, you talk a lot with the patients and stuff, and so I was like, man, I like it, like I miss doing it because when I was working at the warehouse in the spring, I was invited to actually come and talk to some students at a career college fair. And so I was like, damn, I miss talking. And then someone was like, oh yeah, you should do something in that, whatever. So they invited me on the podcast, but they weren't ready yet. So I was like, fuck it, I'm gonna do it. That was just like how I did it. Because I already had the drive from the first time to just start. So then someone was like, all right, I'm gonna do it. I already know how to do the Instagram stuff. I know to create everything. And then just making the logo from an app. And so basically, and then like it just was like not introduction, not shots. It was just like simple.
Yeah. What's your sign, do you know?
Gotcha.
Okay.
Yeah. Do I know?
Yeah, I just asking. Some people don't know. Some people don't.
Oh, that's weird.
Is it?
Yeah.
Some people really don't know their astrological sign. That's okay.
Is it?
Yeah.
I think this is really weird.
Okay.
I mean, it's kind of like, I don't know. I feel like there's always a conversation people talk about.
Yeah, but then there are also like a handful of people who just don't find that important to them, and so they just don't know.
That's crazy.
Is it?
I mean, because I feel like at the same time, like once you figure out what you are, like what sign you're at, it kind of helps you figure out kind of who you are.
Yeah, I mean, I definitely agree, but there are just some people who are
And then it's also kind of interesting because there's always like people that are in the same birth group as you, they have the same sign, and then so of course like even if you don't know, sometimes they might bring it up, maybe at least. So I have like family that are, I have cousins that are cancers, friends that are cancers.
Yeah.
So you know, like okay, well, we act alike.
Yeah.
I get it.
Yeah.
Like we're always like 0 to 100, and then when we're mad, we just don't say nothing. I get it. I have a cousin I grew up with, like really close to, like my little brother, and so like we both cancers, and it's like every time 0 to 100, and then if we're mad, we give each other the cold shoulder, and then eventually somebody's gonna cave and start talking, or after a while we'll just start talking. That's pretty much how it is, though.
I was just curious.
Yeah. What's your sign?
I'm a Capricorn.
I was like January. Our mom is Capricorn actually.
Yeah. Okay.
You guys are cool, I guess. Hard workers though. My mom is definitely a hard worker. For sure. Like she was like so much of a hard worker, I never knew she needed help.
Yeah, that's a real one.
Yeah.
Asking for help is like kind of shameful.
Yeah. It's kind of, because the thing is like we had a conversation with her. Because she was talking about how one of her neighbors, I guess like the children were like helping them out and stuff, whatever. And then we're just sitting there looking at her like, we weren't raised like that, Mom. Like we never saw you as being weak. You know what I'm saying? Like some people do see that when growing up, like, okay, I need to help them out. You know what I'm saying? So then they do it. And then as a parent, that's something that they want, that's their drive, so they work hard for it. And to be like, okay, I'm gonna provide for you or help you out at least, you know? But we never had that. And so it kind of helps though, because at the same time, we were able to, because of that, we were able to do our own thing and like go to school and focus on school. Because I mean, she was still supporting me in school too. So, still now, you know what I'm saying? So it keeps me driven to be like, okay, I ain't gotta rush to work. I know, okay, I can take my time and push forward with this stuff, whatever. I mean, because with loans I get in grad school, I can, if she needs help, I can do that. But I mean, that's if she asks for it, that's how I am. I'm not gonna be like, just throwing it at her, because she's not gonna be like always like she was like asking me, but she's never been the type to be like that. Like she's never been like open to be like weak about stuff. So I'm like never gonna think that way.
Yeah. Well, it's not weak. So
I mean, but that's how she would see it though. But that's how she would see it.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. So growing up, she would never show anything like that. She would always just show like her strength the whole time, basically. So we would never know. Like it would be hard to figure out if she was struggling.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. And so like growing up like that, you don't ever think that way. But I mean, of course, I'm gonna of course support it once I get out, make my money and stuff, whatever. But right now it's just kinda like, it's like that's like not right now, But I get it. I mean, that makes sense though. I mean, strong woman, she's a strong woman. Stubborn now. Cool, I guess. You're cool, I guess.
Appreciate it.
Alright, so next question.
Yeah.
So, what growth in yourself have you noticed from your experiences with your artistic expressions?
I've mostly noticed the ways that I just need to be more patient with myself.
Yeah.
And really trusting. And that is like trusting in the process,
Right.
trusting other people, and mainly trusting myself.
Mm-hmm.
Because when you work for yourself, you are working for yourself.
Yeah.
Like you set your time, and beyond the fact that you need to wake up and can also not wake up if you don't want to. Like beyond those kind of boundaries, it's like, how do I talk to myself during this process? Like, am I struggling to get things done? Like, where do I need help? And like you're saying, like that asking for help is okay.
Right.
And that trusting that you're on the right path and that there's never a wrong path.
Yeah.
And that there's no wrong choice. It just is made, and then like the timeline kind of ripples out after that.
Yeah.
yeah, it's just been mostly like slowing down and understanding and really loving that rest is necessary
Right.
and really, really good for you.
Yeah.
And that while I am hardworking and that I have a lot that I'm involved in, and these are all choices that I'm making,
Mhm.
I also don't grind. Like, I don't go hard like that. Like, I'm not the
Right.
kind of person who, you know, a lot of people are just like, I see why you're like grind, blah, 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 but also like, I don't subscribe to that kind of way of moving because that's exhausting and it's counterproductive for me.
Right.
And I think that there's a healthy balance between like, okay, yes, spend these like 12 hours doing this thing, but in between those 12 hours, I've taken like a break to drink water, a break to do a stretch, like took a walk, was on Instagram, like ate food, maybe took a nap, went back, you know, like just reformulating what getting work done feels like for me and in the healthiest way, and then also like cutting out all the voices around like physical people, and then also the way that we've internalized those same voices. So it's just been a practice of like sending myself back to myself and like truly getting what I want done in a way that feels good.
That's good.
Yeah.
So for me, like with the acting part, I would say because of the acting experience, I've been really good at talking. Like, so when it comes to having something, a line, and you're going to go for the line multiple times, you're going to remember the line and act it out and stuff like that and be expressionate with it and stuff, that was like what I did with research. So the thing is, even like, so at first I was doing like post-board presentations, which was like sit there and talk to everybody that walks up to you. But then I started doing the PowerPoint presentations. So that's only like 15 minutes and you're done. But that one is like everybody just sitting there and like, you know, sitting there talking, sitting there listening to you, and that's it. And the thing is like, so the thing is like, you know, both presentation wise, whatever, my supervisor / mentor, she was always hounding us about our work and our presentations. Like, she was like really dedicated to us. Like, she would even be to the point that like, cause like, she would like, call us at night before the presentation, and we would like be on the phone, and she'll look at it we would both be on the computer basically, and so we would go over it together. She would like ask us to present, like it would literally be like us in a room, everybody, like all people that, you know, work in the lab, whatever, and like we'll all be in the same room, and she'll talk to all of us and have us present over the phone while she's looking, we're looking at it at the same time. Like everybody will do it, and then she'll like critique it and everything, and then like even it was like one time because she had started a multi-disciplinary graduate program, which was like really cool. Like it was like chemistry and like biomechanics and animal science and engineering. It was like really cool. And so one time she had me present in front of her graduate students, and then afterwards they critiqued me. And then so, you know, feedback, I always love feedback. And so it was like really good because every time I get feedback, I do better. And I actually won 2 third place awards for my presentation, my oral presentation, my PowerPoints.
Yeah, nice.
Yeah, it was like really, really cool. And like, I like, it's like, cause it's like, once you like get in the zone, you know, like, cause it's like as you're practicing this and over, and you know, you're like, okay, you're getting to the character, you know what I'm saying, of this thing, like the lines, the script basically. So you get more comfortable with it. So you like, okay, this is the character I'm gonna use for this thing, you know. And so for this presentation, so you do that, and you do it, and you win, hopefully. And so even if not, but if it's like if it's a good job, then hopefully it is. Like I even was like one time, I was so confident in my research because the research I presented was sexual stress in mice. And somebody asked me afterwards, was like, what about did you observe the animals at nighttime? And I'm just like, I was like, no, they were asleep. And then I was like, everybody started laughing. And then like after it was done, I walked off, and then she was like, oh, good job, right? And then she whispered in my ear, she was like, oh, just to let you know, mice are nocturnal animals. I was like, oh, I guess he didn't know that. And I just laughed off. Because it was just like, I was just like so confident about it. It was like, whoa.
Interesting.
Yeah, right? That was like really funny. But yeah, and then like even like when it comes to like chiropractic work, like it's just like it's all an act basically. Like it's like you create a character for the patients, and so like when you like build that character, like it has to have, you learn like how to have it to be more, to have like, because it's like you have to have empathy. Because like during the summer, I guess I didn't have it. You know what I'm saying? Because I kind of like it was like very draining for me in the summer. And so a professor of mine, a clinician of mine, was like, she had seen me before, working before. She was like, you don't really show empathy for the patient. And I'm just like, I didn't really, understand. Like I was like, what? I was kind of upset, whatever, because there's like a lot of stuff going on that pissed me off in the summer. But then like now, like I have it, and like I can see like the difference of me then and now, and like what I'm saying, like how everything was going through me, it's like really positive.
Yeah.
So it's like, so then like I'm in there, I'm just like enjoying the conversation with them and everything, and just like seeing what's going on with them, and it's like a huge difference. And it's not as dry, it's really like very open, what I'm saying, and compassionate, and it's like, so I like it, what I'm saying, like it's like really, and then it's always good, like it's always enjoyable when you can treat them after. Like you see what's going on with them now, and then when you get to treat them and they feel better. That's like the most like the best thing you can ever do. What I'm saying, because the fact of you being able to personally affect their lives in the same day that they came in with pain. Like that's always the best thing. You know what I'm saying? Not just on some like, oh, here's your prescriptions. Like go get them, come back to me or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Like no, I'm gonna help you now. Like and we'll take care of it. I had a patient that came in. He had chronic bilateral rotator cuff tendinosis. So it just means like basically like an issue with the tendons, and it was really painful for 10 years. Chronic. No one was helping him. And it was an issue because we couldn't do nothing yet. So at first I didn't do nothing. First 2 weeks, just like did like neck adjustments. But then like the third week, I was like, okay, we're gonna treat you now. So I did some muscle work on him, and he was like working with me and everything. And we were doing it, and after the fact, he actually was like, oh, I feel more range of motion with the shoulder. And then he was like, because he originally was at an 8 out of 10 with the pain. And then so I was like, where are you at now? And he was like a 5. And I was like, I'm so happy I was able to actually finally do something. Because the whole time I couldn't, I was like feeling really bad. But now it's like, okay, well I'm glad that I can finally do something, and it shows that it helped. And then like it was like so good that he was like, I'm so happy because I've been wanting to get this done. No one's been doing anything for me, and you came in and did it. And he was just like, can I come in twice a week and have you see me? And I was like, I'm only here once. And he was like, all right, well, just once if it's you. You know what I'm saying? So, and then the clinician I was under, he was like, it's always good to see that a patient is willing to come in more than once a week to see you. You know what I'm saying? So I was like, that's like another thing I was really like happy about. So like that's always like a beautiful thing, just that experience, But like having that kind of like just like the whole feeling of that feeling, because the thing is like even in undergrad I was doing lab work for my major was basically a lab technician, and that really wasn't a fulfilling job because you're basically doing a kind of like a line. What is it called? When it's like kind of like you're just like what is that, assembly line? Assembly line basically, because there's a machine. You just like put the things in the machines and get the results and stuff like that. It's pretty simple work. And but then the only time I enjoyed work was when I did phlebotomy, because I was with patients. I was really good at it too. Like I was so good that when I went from the Tuskegee VA to the Montgomery VA, like it was like there was like a word, like there was like good words about me being doing it good. So they was like, oh, I heard you're really good at phlebotomy. So it's like, so if you have anybody coming in, can you do it? I said, yes, of course. Yeah. And the thing is, it's like, because like when you're taking care of VAs, they're rough. Like when it comes to like actually like taking blood, like you'll get like a lot of like rolling veins. You'll get like a lot of people that just don't want you touching them, or they'll be like, I'll give you one chance. Or like you even get some people that are big. Like it was a guy that was like really, he wanted somebody else to do it, but she was scared because how he is like really weird toward her, and she wanted me to do it because she didn't want to see him. And he was like, I'll give you one chance. He was like really strict, like really like, and he was big too, like in a wheelchair and everything, like a wheelchair or whatever. And he was like risky. And I was like, all right, nah, because I was simple, boom. Yeah. But and then like just off of that, I was like, I enjoyed that part. Yeah. Like the thing is, for bottomists, they don't really get a lot of work. they have like short time periods, whatever, but you don't really get a lot of pay off of it. And so I was like, well, I need something that I can like make more money off of. And then it just so happened that I found out about chiropractic that summer before I graduated. And so it just happened to work out. Like, oh, shit, I can be a doctor and do the things I like. I can, cause like I was into health, like more like healthy lifestyle and stuff like. And so it's like all kind of worked out. Healthy lifestyle, you know what I'm saying? Like no Western medicine, you know, being able to treat people naturally, and then being able to like talk and like, you know, treat. Because the thing is like, I always wanted to be someone that's gonna like directly help people, you know? Like doing lab work is not that. No one really knows what you're doing. Nobody knows what's going on back there, whatever. I want to be in the front, like, okay, saying like, okay, well, you know what I'm saying? This is what I'm doing for you. This one, you know, we're doing this together.
Yeah.
And so like that's when, like that's the thing that feels good, just having that, you know what I'm saying, with these people, like, so like I like to be the direct helper, you know, so like, and that's why I love her so much.
Yeah.
So
we both like to help people.
you're right. Okay, so next question. All right, so okay, so actually, you know what? I think that's what we can move on, because you kind of already answered that one. Okay, so alright, so if you have children,
Okay.
hypothetically speaking, how open
Just
is
assume that I don't have children.
I mean, if you had children, I'm pretty sure you would say it. You would at least
Maybe,
do
maybe
that.
not.
I mean, if
I
you
don't have children, but it's fine.
You do what?
I said I don't have children.
I know you
yet,
don't.
But I'm
But I
just
know.
saying.
Well, if you did have children, wouldn't it be like, they would at least be on Instagram, right?
No.
You wouldn't have them on Instagram at all?
I mean, you don't have to post your kids.
I mean, we're just saying, like, not like all the time. Like, you know.
I don't know. I don't know. I'd actually be really down for the like stealth life.
Oh, like Chance the Rapper?
Sure. But he posts his daughter.
No, but at first he wasn't doing it.
Oh, well.
He did go off from and actually post it.
I don't follow Chance the Rapper.
He's like a really good role model for sure.
I'm sure.
Cause he turned his baby mama into his wife.
It's a great role model.
Right. Basically going back. You know what I'm saying? You know, like a lot of people, they never, like especially artists.
Yeah.
Like they'll have a child with someone, and then of course, you know, they're not gonna stay with that person. But then, you know, they're always gonna, you know, messing with them, you know how that goes. But he was the one to be like, you know what, let me go back, you know what I'm saying? Let me take this chance and like try to work things out. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, so if I had children.
Yeah, I'm sorry about that. Sorry. All right, so if you had children, how open will you be with them expressing through art? So like, is that like, would there be a ceiling
No.
for them expressing art?
No.
Okay.
There's no ceiling for art expression or expression in general. But
Right.
there would, especially with me in my households.
Right.
I'm just involved in so many different aspects of artistic expression, so
Yeah.
I think that would not make any sense at all.
That's true.
I mean, I do say though that I would be kind of sad if my kid wanted to play football, but we'll cross that bridge when we get there. There's still no ceiling. I'm just concerned about being concussed.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Right. I'm not a sports person either, so I wouldn't mind.
I'm not a sports person at all, but
Yeah.
I wouldn't mind any other sport.
Yeah, I get it. Yeah, I get that. I definitely get that too. Yeah.
Like soccer, do that.
Yeah.
Like
Soccer is probably the
baseball.
most. Soccer is probably the most like one that you probably can stay in the longest.
Yeah.
Because they don't really do a lot. They just grind.
Well, yeah, but you need
But,
to be very
like,
lean.
Yeah, I know that, but like injury wise, like I mean, of course it's like muscles and stuff can mess up. But when
it's
it comes
like
to like
released,
yeah.
like brutal.
yeah, it really is compared to like everything else. Because like of course we know what's up with football. Basketball, it's a lot of injuries that happen just off of little things like toe injuries, wrist stuff, and like those big things.
Load. I've been studying movement biomechanics, so
Oh, that's good.
yeah, I'm really about that.
Yeah, that's good. No, that's good stuff. Cause
Yeah.
we learned that in school, so.
Shout out to Katie Bowman.
Yeah,
Church's
so-
movement.
Okay. Shout out. But yeah, and then I have a cousin who actually got signed to the Cardinals, but he was a pitcher. But what ended up happening was he got injured, and that's all you need.
That's it.
Did you ever watch Good Times?
No.
well, so there was this, the sister in Good Times was gonna marry a football player.
Okay.
JJ was taking photos at the wedding, and his knee was in the way, and the guy tripped over JJ's leg, and yeah, it his knee.
Wow.
And that's just how minute it has to be. Something so small, and then after that, it's over. And it's luckily I have a friend of mine who his name is Altron Brenner.
Mm-hmm.
We grew up together, and he plays football, professional football. But his game plan is to actually not do that for too much longer. You know what I'm saying? But he's smart about what he does with football. Like he's not doing all the extra stuff, whatever. And then he lives humbly, which is good. His game plan is to work, have a real job after and not to be still football, you know?
Mm-hmm.
So I'm really happy that he's not still be okay, I'm gonna just do this the whole time and then figure out what I'm gonna do after, you know? And then not everybody's gonna get lucky and be a host of a show. You know, you never it's really rough, you know?
You know where the path leads.
Yeah. I mean that's true. But I'm glad he's smart about it and willing to have other options, which is good. Because with my cousin who was doing baseball because it sucked, they was only focusing on that. And then so all you needed was one injury and now you just, regular looking and stuff. Man, so
you never know where the path leads.
Right. No, you're right. Yeah, you're right. But even what the artistic expression stuff. I mean, because you know how you just you can originally. It's really as a parent, it's based off of in the beginning of their lives. It's based off of what you're gonna have them exposed to, and then they can go off of what they're observing as well. And so the thing is you can, of course, when you have all your artistic stuff going on, you're gonna show them that, and they're gonna see it, and then they can go off of oh, well, maybe I want to, try what you're doing, and then kind of go off of that, let me see what mommy got going on, let me see, or maybe if the dad does maybe some artistic stuff in the house or whatever, then they can try oh, let me see what it's talking about, and it's all about being okay, let me show them and teach them, and then so maybe they're interested, you know what I'm saying? But of course you don't want to force it, but the thing is at least expose them to these things and not just be because the thing is a lot of the football ones and the sports ones are always going to be the ones with the parents that go put them into them, to be okay, you're going to do this sport, that happens a lot where they're going to okay, you're going to be doing these sports, and then they do the sports, and then they eventually just get into it and love it because they do it, and then so that happens a lot.
But you don't think that that's an element of being exposed?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. The parents are the ones that do it.
Yeah.
And the thing is, even the parents aren't the ones that do the sports. They're all right, you're gonna be doing this sport.
Yeah. Okay.
You know what I'm saying? That's what I'm saying. So they're gonna expose them okay, I'm gonna put you in
these
things.
They are doing it. Okay.
You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna put you in these things, whatever, and you're gonna T-ball or whatever. You're gonna do it. I'm gonna expose you to these things specifically. And so the thing is that's what I'm saying. So when you expose them, instead with me being I wanted to do with chiropractic, I can have my family there. Which is good because the thing is I will have an environment my family can be at and can watch me do work. So I think that's a really cool have a little area for the children to be there, and then kind of have it to where it's because it's basically it's your patients are your family, and the thing is it's it takes a community to raise a child, and so my extended family, which would be the patients, if they're there around my children, you know what I'm saying? They can help, help them grow, build and stuff and learn, you know what I'm saying, as he grows up. And then at the same time, if I'm doing great and being a leader in my community and everything like that, then the patient will have all the good things to talk about me to my children. Oh yeah, your dad's this and that, and then so then they're oh yeah, boy, yeah, he's really cool, so then and then you can see what I'm doing and because the things I do aren't it's not stuff that they can't see or be around. You know what I'm saying? So it's never oh, you can't be in here while I'm doing these things. No, you can come in, walk in, you can see me do stuff. Yeah. I know some, there was a chiro who taught his son how to adjust at a young age. And now he's just a really, really good adjuster. Great adjuster.
I would do that. I would definitely do that with my children.
Yeah.
Just walk all over me and all that.
Yeah. So it's all about that exposure, So exactly what you're saying. I think it's very important for sure.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, next question. All right, so what advice would you give someone who is still too embarrassed to use an artistic outlet to express themselves?
I would say what advice would I give somebody who's too embarrassed to express themselves artistically? I mean, I would ask them why. I think that the only things really stopping us from doing things are us.
Yeah.
So if there's an embarrassment for you to express who you really are,
Yeah.
that's something that you need to sit with and
Yeah.
kind of take some time to unpack. And you're always going to be put into situations and opportunities where you can express.
Yeah.
So just because one event happened and you didn't step up, or you feel like you missed the mark, there's gonna always be other things, because that's a part of your essence as you expressing yourself in this reality.
Yeah.
So I would say why. I would say sit with that, start journaling, meditate, therapy, something to kind of understand where this shame comes from. And or you can even skip that and just take a moment out of each day and allow yourself to express, for this amount of time or whatever. I'll create those opportunities for yourself, because you're stopping you. That's pretty much it.
So I've been reading a lot of books recently. A few of them have been based off of from Crenshaw Book Club. Just saying, and Crenshaw Book Club was founded by Miles, who came on the show before.
Shout out to Miles.
Shout out to Miles, my guys, my bro. But with the book club, it's a list of books that Nipsey also read, and so we've been reading those books. I've been reading 3 or 4 so far, and I've also been getting some books from one of the agent's friends who has multiple businesses. I asked him to be my business mentor, and so he gave me some books, books based off of learning how to invest properly, or just learning certain things with success and stuff like that. And then so in one of the books I read, it was saying to as a male, so one of the things you should learn how to do is to treat your life like your dad has died.
Okay.
And so the reason why they say that is because, as we're growing up, there are certain things that our parents don't want us doing, because like we were saying with the shame thing, because the thing is that can be a trigger when it comes to certain things, because especially as a man, as a boy, and you're being artistic, there are fathers that think that's being not a man, total opposite of a man, and you shouldn't be that. You shouldn't do artistic things. And so when they're continuously saying these things to you, you don't want to do it.
Yeah.
And so the thing is it's even though you have the passion to do these things, they're no, that's not right. Don't do that. And the thing is, that's always going to be there, because there are never the father's not going to change. I mean, sometimes they do, because weirdly enough, my mom did, and she, I was saying, she was very strong and stuff, whatever. But for some reason, as I grew up and changed throughout my life, it's every time I would come home with something different, she would be open to try it or learn about it, And so I thought that was pretty cool. But you're not always gonna get a parent like that that's gonna be willing to open up to things, especially men. So luckily she was a woman. But men usually are a lot more stubborn about things, and they'll never change. So if they're stuck in their ways of this thinking, they're gonna keep you in that box and keep you from doing the things that you have that passion for. And so when it comes to you're always gonna have that chip on your shoulder from the father, always. because the thing is that father's always going to be there, like around and like always saying something to you about these things. Like even if you don't want the advice, they'll still say something. And so the thing is, if you treat your life like your father is dead, then that chip will be gone. Because then you don't have the expectations of that father that you always had.
Word.
And so the thing is, like, I really do understand it because, like, my father passed when I was like 11, and I mean he's been gone, but I've been like, as I've been growing up, I've been learning a lot more stuff about him, and I've been I started to resent him more and more, because he wasn't around, of course, and so it kind of made me like really a lot more hateful towards him, and so I was like really just against him, and it was like really bad because everybody said I looked and acted like him, and that was like the total opposite of what I wanted, and so I was like, so it wasn't like me being like, I wasn't like being like totally rebellious about stuff, but I kind of just was like I don't want to be like this man or whatever, but then there was like a time when because I thought he was like a coward because it was like every time he lost somebody he would leave, which was like that's what I thought. And so I was like, so then it was a time in college when I had a big heartbreak, and I was weak and I wanted to run. And I had a vision of my father, like it was actually like a sign language symbol of father, like Baba. And I had meditated on it, doing this, and I was able to talk to him. And like, so the conversation that we had, he was like, I told him about my situation, and he was able to just, explain what was going on with his and everything, so I was able to get a better understanding of how he was, and then like after that, like the chip was gone. And then ever since then, I've been able to do everything I wanted to do. You know what I'm saying? Like, and so it's like really like, it's like, so that's why I'm like, it makes sense, because when I was like hearing it, I was like, that's crazy, because it, like just thinking about like having that chip like on my shoulder. And then now that it's gone, I'm able to do a lot of stuff because I don't have that expectation, even though it wasn't really much, but it was just like, it really wasn't even necessary, but it was just like, it shouldn't have been a reason to have it there. But now that it's gone, I feel good about doing whatever I want. So that's like a good thing. So I feel like when it comes to like having, like being able to do these things that you want to do, have passion for, get that chip, find some way to get the chip off your shoulder. Like Adrian Siegel came in and he discussed mental health in therapy, because he said he's been going through therapy and it's been really helping him out with his, what's been going on with him in his life and stuff, and so he was just like, saying that even, everybody needs to figure out what's going on with them. Like even though I'm able to understand certain things, there's still a lot like that I still need help with. Yeah. And so I feel like one big thing should always be at least get counseling to figure out what's going on, and then from there you can try to figure out how to, how to get rid of these certain things that kind of hold us back.
And there's also like holistic ways too, because a lot of the therapy that just comes from like the Western medical structure. It misses a lot of the like spiritual aspect, and not spiritual as in religious, but spiritual as in connectedness to the unity consciousness, your beingness, and your connectivity to everything else in that. And so I think like we're just moving in a direction in society where people are having more of these conversations and aren't afraid to take a more holistic route. Like, there are therapists who have all of their certifications, but then choose to focus in from more of like a spiritual aspect where it's meditation and 10 days retreats of silence, those kind of experiences. So I think that's like way more hopeful, because I think that with therapy it's easy to just keep talking about the problem and that like it does feel like relief, but then after a while, then what, and so when it comes back to spirit, I feel like it allows us to like see the layers and like rip them away and like go into these meditative states and be that kid again, the inner child, and kind of like heal those wounds ourselves because it's no one else's job.
Right.
And even if the parent doesn't change, like you were saying before, like even if the parent isn't accepting of what the kid wants to do, like that shouldn't, when you're a child, you're at their mercy. But
Right.
like as an adult, it's your job to unlearn those patterns. Like
Right.
you
Yeah.
get to choose. Like
Yeah.
I want to be a ballet dancer even though my
Right.
dad hates it. Like
Right.
whatever. That's on him.
Right.
And it does suck because you're like, damn, that's my dad. I want to be close.
Right.
But also, if damn, that's my dad and he can't accept me for
Right.
who I want to be,
Right.
then I have to make that choice and move forward with love. Like, thank you,
Yeah.
and I'm going to do this still
Right.
and still love you.
Right.
So, process it never ends.
It's always a process. I mean, because even like with the stuff I've done, like I've done so many things that no one else has done in my family.
Yeah.
So it's like I'm basically just like I'm always a trailblazer with everything
Yeah.
I do.
And that's really great.
Yeah.
That's important.
And the thing is, it's just like, I wouldn't have originally like thought. I'm just like I said, I'm glad my mom's supportive of everything I do. But then at the same time, I was raised to also be very, like I think about things thoroughly with things. Like, what I'm saying? I'm not just gonna do them just to do them. Like, I mean, it's like clubs and stuff, whatever. Like, yeah, try them out and stuff, whatever. But with a lot of the stuff I've done and do now, whatever, it's like thought about and I can like explain why I'm doing it. And so that's helped out because even when it's like anything with even with school, like school issues, like I wouldn't even tell my mom until I find a solution. Like that's how it works.
Yeah.
Cause I'm not like not gonna be like, okay, well this is going, like I'm big on finding solutions and that's how that's how people should be.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You shouldn't just like only think of like the issue. You should think of the issue and at least options for solutions. And so the thing is, so it's always like I would say this is going on with me, but also this is also happening, and it's like or this could or well, it's not always a bad, or this isn't really that bad of a thing. You know what I'm saying? Because this is that. Like I would at least have something else to say. Like I'm not just gonna like say what's going on. Like what's wrong? I'm gonna say like what's wrong, and then maybe bring up like options to figure out how to fix it, which is good because then now she doesn't have to be like all worried about everything, and so that makes it a lot easier, you know what I'm saying? But like everything, like she's very supportive of all the stuff I do, which is like really good. Yeah, man, life is fun. Life is fun, man. Just like don't you get a chance to like, realize what you're here for, your talents and stuff, and like utilize them properly. And you know what I'm saying? If you really like a book I read called Conscious Capitalism, it says that they talk about how when you create a business, it should be conscious first as the foundation. So the things you should be thinking about everybody that contributes to your business. Money. So the thing is like the people that invest in it, all the way to the people that buy your stuff. And then like people bring the products in too. So the things you have to think about everybody that's a part of the process to build the business. And so you have to just like if you can like start off with that mindset first, you don't have to worry about it later. Because they were talking about like some businesses won't think about it first, and then later on they'll like create a department for it. So and then with that department, then hopefully they can like get to maybe figuring out what's going on, or maybe get some type of help. Kind of like when you get like people that they're gonna do like what's it called, public relations, like that stuff, where they gotta go out and like talk to people and figure out what's going on. Instead of doing that, you can already have it. Like you can already be there talking to them. Like you can be the CEO talking to people the whole time. Like, hey, how's this going? You guys good? Like you don't need to hire somebody for it. You can just talk to them friends. They're like, because if you're open with them, like, yeah, it's cool. Like let's talk. And like then like if it already starts off like that, then it works out like that because like one of the main stories that they talked about was Whole Foods, the business of Whole Foods, and there was just talking about like even just one of the Whole Foods markets had like a big, I think it was a storm. It was something that happened, and then I think the building had, it was like the building flooded, and then what happened was everybody that was in the community that was buying from them and stuff, they helped rebuild the Whole Foods market.
Wow.
Like either financially or by hand.
Yeah.
Like they would come in and help.
Wow.
And so I was like, that's amazing.
Yeah.
That it's like this business was just like, you know, it's just a business. But the thing is, because they treated their everybody so well, when things happened to them, these people came back and returned it.
Where was this?
I don't even know. I can't remember exactly where it was. I mean, it wasn't California for sure, but it was somewhere, you know, because we don't have like storms like that, but it was like somewhere where they had like big storms, and then so it got flooded. And I'm like, that's crazy. I mean, like no, that's great though. Like how, like I'm like that is really amazing. Like, but like, and so just like starting it off like that with the passion first, and then the money comes after. That's how it should be all the time. No, this has been a great conversation.
Yeah, it has. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you for coming in, Kristina.
Yeah, for sure. Whenever.
Thank you, everybody. Thank you for watching the episode. Before you go, please subscribe and hit that bell so you can get notifications. Because I know you don't want me to continuously send you DMs and text messages every week. Instead, you just get notifications every time I upload an episode, Sundays, and then when I upload my mid-weekly rants on Wednesdays. Thank you, and have a good day.